Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of Achieve and Leave here at Chelsea. Of course, this is the series where we're doing one season at Chelsea and then moving on at the end of the season to a club that you guys vote for, and doing that every single year, trying to achieve as much as possible as an individual manager rather than trying to achieve as much as possible with an individual club. So far, we've had the chance to win one trophy and we've won it. The Community Shield went our way at the beginning of the season. Today, we're looking to improve in the Premier League as well. We've got West Ham away to start things off. I'm going to play West Ham, Southampton and Manchester United, and we'll simulate the two games in the Europa League, which we should be winning, and then the Carabao Cup tie against Norwich, which again, we should be winning. So we'll start with this played game. Unfortunately, Azpilicueta is out injured at this particular moment, so he won't be able to feature for us in the first game, but I do believe he should be back for at least the Southampton game. I don't think he'll be quite fit enough for the game against, not Elfsborg, it's the other one, PAOK. The game against PAOK in the Europa League, but team is fit enough to go out and beat West Ham United, and that is exactly what I hope we can do. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. CM RTG video went live earlier on today, so do watch that after this, or go and watch that first if you want. If you prefer that series, it's up to you. But for now, time to go play the Hammers. Right, West Ham starting lineup. Fabianski in goal for them. 4 at the back. Calabria, Ogbonna, Balbuena and Masuaku. 4 in midfield as well. Snodgrass, Obiang, Lanzini and Nasri. It's not Nasri's in-game face, is it? Antonio and Arnautovic. That looks nothing like Samir Nasri. I thought Nasri had an in-game face. Evidently, he doesn't. 4-4-2 for West Ham. Lanzini playing as an out-and-out centre mid, which I'm not sure he's best suited to. We might have a bit of luck through the middle here against West Ham. They don't look like that's too strong a central partnership, Obiang and Lanzini, but we very nearly went 1-0 up very early doors. We have the best, or joint best, defensive record in the league at this stage, but of course they've only been 6 games played, so there's plenty of time for that to change. Mateo Kovacic. A few of you actually in the comments calling for me to keep Mateo. Oh, lovely turn by Willian. This time, he does get the shot cleanly away and buries it. 1-0 Chelsea in the 6th minute. There have been a few calls in the comment section for me to keep Mateo Kovacic in the starting lineup and not replace him. If I am to do that, then I don't really see the need to be making any more transfers in this save whatsoever. Oh, we got fingertips to that, Fabianski. Good finish, though. So I think I would still like to replace Kovacic in the starting lineup with someone that's massively high rated. But we'll wait and see what happens in the January transfer window. Obviously, inadvertently ended up with the financial boost in this save, or this season, because someone had gifted it to me and you don't get the chance to decline gifts, frustratingly. But thankfully, we know we can keep a record of what our financial situation looked like prior to that, so I know what I had available to spend, and can then, of course, just make sure that I don't spend any more than that when it comes to the January transfer window, and we won't feel like we've cheated at all. But I am still keen on replacing Kovacic, if you might allow me that luxury. I know he does grow quite well in game, but we are, of course, only spending 1 season here at Chelsea, so I might like to try and use, you know, like we did with Thiago Silva, perhaps sign someone that's high rated and slightly older, get the chance to use them in a save like you normally wouldn't do, considering we're only playing 1 season here, and when their stats start to decline, we won't be at the club to suffer that decline. So I think I would still like to replace Kovacic, if you don't mind. Of course, if you're absolutely adamant you would like me to keep Kovacic in the starting lineup and not make any more transfers, then I won't. But I would, like I said, my personal preference is to replace Kovacic in the starting 11. But let me know your feelings in the comment section down below. Jorginho, Kovacic, Hazard making moves, but it's a very firm, and rather rigid, can I get to that? Rather rigid West Ham back 4 here. They're not very mobile. I'm moving the ball about quickly, and they're struggling to deal with the sideways movement. We're starting centrally, where they've got that weakness in centre mid with Lanzini, and then intending to move the ball out wide once we've done so. Thiago Silva still forward from the corner, but will get himself back now. Icardi, again, he just can't deal with the movement. Oh, Kovacic will get that back. Here's Kante. Hazard making moves, gets it under control, and isn't able to get the shot away. Alonso into Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Kante. Hazard is there. Morata. Willian. This is good play. Hazard around the corner. Eden Hazard from deep. Driving around the outside. Good save by Fabianski, but it's fallen straight to Willian to get his and our second of the game. We've dominated the game so far. A lot of possession. Not too many chances, but we've taken 2 of, I believe, the 7 we've had so far. And West Ham, as of yet, I don't think, have had a single shot on goal. Very poor offensively, West Ham, and Willian couldn't really miss, could he? Right down the middle of the goal. 2-0, game over. Antonio, nice tackle by Loftus-Cheek. Hazard just manages to squeeze that forward before getting tackled, but West Ham will bring it back forwards again. They have the opportunity to get themselves a consolation goal, but they won't be able to get themselves the consolation goal because the referee blows the final whistle. That was pretty straightforward, actually. West Ham are a side that either can be really difficult to play against, or they can play like that, where it's just a simple walkover. Pleased, though, that it was that easy, because it gives us another 3 points to close down on Manchester City at the top of the table. Of course, the plan is, in this save, to try and win as much as possible in 1 year, so we kind of want things to go our way, really. Right, let's simulate the game against PAOK and see if we can't continue our good start to the Europa League season. We played the first game, and we were able to get a rather convincing victory. It could have been a hell of a lot more if chances hadn't cannoned off the woodwork time and time again against Groningen. I was actually had it called up to me in the comment section that I was pronouncing it Groningen. It's not. It's Groningen or something like. I think it's Groningen. It's how you pronounce the Dutch team's name. We have David Luiz sent off, and then they equalise in the second half. David Luiz, that's not exactly what you're in the starting lineup to do. Thank you for the correction on the pronunciation, by the way. I do try and get my pronunciations correct, or as correct as I can. Emerson out for 4 days. David Luiz is injured. Olivier Giroud is unhappy with the amount of first-team football he's getting. To be fair, he should be, because he's a decent player and he's not getting any first-team football. But he's not better than Mauro Icardi, so sorry, pal. Right, Emerson's into my starting lineup. Why? Oh, it's because it's the rotated side. Never mind. Do that. There we go. And Azpi's back from injury. So, right, we can go and play Southampton with a full-strength side. Let's try and get another set of 3 points in the league. Southampton's starting lineup. Simon Mignolet in goal. Didn't expect that. Wan-Bissaka at right back. Jack Stevens at centre back. Hurt, Yoshida and Bertrand. Lamina and Armstrong in the middle with Redmond, Ings and El Yunusi up top. 3 new players in there. Is it Jack Stevens or Dale Stevens? It might be Dale Stevens, actually. Although he's Jack... I'm getting confused. There are a couple of Stevens. I think Jack Stevens is... I'm going to have to Google it. Jack Stevens might be a Southampton player. And he is. Jack Stevens is. I was thinking of Dale Stevens, who's a centre-back at Brighton. So, 2 new signings in there. Wan-Bissaka and Simon Mignolet. And Jack Stevens is a Southampton player. It's not Dale Stevens. Anyway, regardless of whichever Stevens it is, hopefully he has a terrible day and we're able to score a few goals. Yunusi, out to Redmond, back to El Yunusi. That's good football. Danny Ings, they've worked that about brilliantly. And Ryan Bertrand's in the box here, the former Chelsea man. Champions League winner, doesn't give Southampton a 1-0 lead. Tucked inside on his right foot when he probably would have been better driving down the line and trying to either shoot from an angle or lay it off to a teammate, because on his right, that was always going to happen. Oh, lovely ball by Redmond, down the line to Danny Ings. Cuts inside nicely. Redmond into Stuart Armstrong around the corner. Good block, needed to be made. Wow, Southampton are dominating me the way I dominated West Ham in the last game so far in this one. It's getting very congested in the middle with those 3 centre-backs. And the wing-backs keep tucking in narrow as well, and they're actually being very, very difficult to cut apart here. But Mauro Icardi couldn't quite get his first touch sorted there. If Alonso can win this header, we could yet have another opportunity. Hazard to Jorginho, but he loses out. Struggling here against Southampton to create anything. So far, they've been the better team. Although their passing is going to have to be better than that in the final third. It's well worked around. The midfield getting caught out of position. Beautiful ball to Hazard. Can he get to that first? He can't. Keeper comes and dives and punches, and it'll be 0-0 at half-time. that far away from Hazard, giving us a 1-0 lead there to loft that over the keeper. But Southampton defensively sound so far. Lucy forward to Danny Ings. Must be trying to get there but can't. Lemina with the reverse ball to Armstrong, who's got some space in midfield now, as does El Yunusi. Oh, good block. And it's going to be a corner. Southampton on the hour mark. They're making a change. They are. Armstrong, I think, that is going off. And Oriol Romeu coming on. It looks like they're going to try and save the point with a defensive change. We'll see if that works for them. Danny Ings could. Oh, Lemina could give them the 1-0 lead that could help them steal 3 points here at St Mary's. But it hasn't been forthcoming for them. But equally, it hasn't for me either. Can't say I'll work this out wide here to Alonso. We'll look down the line early for Hazard. He'll knock it back to him. Icardi is there, but you have the room to get it to him at the moment. That is not where that pass was supposed to go. But Jorginho has won it back again and then given it away again. Kante intercepts. Come on, lads. I'm really struggling here against Southampton. That's a foul, but the referee decided it wasn't. Oh, lovely ball through. That could be the moment. Eden Hazard. One chance is all you need when you have the quality of Eden Hazard running through from midfield. Absolutely brilliant. Who was it that played the ball through? It might have been Kovacic, actually. It was Kovacic. That's a superb pass. And the finish, top drawer as well. Oh, it was always going to be a one-goal game, I think. And that might well be the goal that wins it. Two defences standing solid for the first 66 minutes. Finally, we found the chink in Southampton's armour. Yunusi to Lemina to El Yunusi again. Oriol Romeu. Redmond with the turn. Good save by Kepa. Romeu, another former Chelsea player in their playing staff. Please win this, Willian. He hasn't. Hoot heads over. Alonso. I'm going to fire that into Icardi. And then hopefully as people push forward from right back, which he is doing. Jorginho is there. Icardi continuing that run. I get really lucky with how it's dropped to Willian there. And Hazard's in the middle. Oh, he's desperately unlucky not to have made it too. Smacking off the bar. The technique on that was absolutely brilliant. Jorginho struggling with Oriol Romeu and can't get it off him. Oh, cheers, ref. He's done me a favour there. Kante. Icardi. Oh, he's going to drop to Willian. I'm getting so fortunate in this move. Ball into the middle. And Stevens of the Jack, not Dale, gets it away. Kovacic, drop of the shoulder. I've not really got anywhere to go. That's the issue right now. Icardi was available, but Lemina steps in. Southampton have been so difficult to break down. That one chance where Hazard broke through, and thankfully we were able to take it. Otherwise, we'd have been getting a draw here against a very solid defensive outfit. Jorginho to Willian. Corner to Jorginho. Oh, looking for Icardi. What a challenge. Wesley hurt. Icardi was literally about to pull the trigger. What a challenge from the centre-back. Unfortunately for Southampton, they aren't going to get anything from this game. But to be honest, they deserve to. That was the polar opposite from the West Ham game. West Ham was a complete walkover. Southampton was the toughest challenge we faced so far this season. But the most important thing is that we came away with 3 points from both. I believe it was Elfsborg next, then Southampton, or then Manchester United. No, it's going to be Manchester United next. So we're going to jump from one Premier League game to another Premier League game. Manchester United at home. Arguably the biggest game of the season so far. We're still just a point behind City at the top of the table after 8 games. Right, Manchester United, David De Gea in goal for them. Valencia, Jones, Kimpembe and Shaw at the back. Pogba, Matic and Allen in the midfield. With Lingard, Lukaku and Sanchez up top. It seems in this Premier League season, almost every club has done a number of first-team transfers. Everyone's been busy. We were too, of course. And hopefully, it's not the best of passes. Hopefully by the end of this game, we'll have another set of 3 points. Although, if the Southampton game was... Oh, that's been fortunate. If the Southampton game was difficult, I expect this one to be a step up again. Although if Willian can spin it behind... Oh, just use that pace. Find a teammate. Oh, Hazard! Oh, it was Jorginho. I thought he was going to knock it round the keeper and almost Dennis Bergkamp it. That was ridiculous. Oh, good header. Thankfully, we've got strong centre-backs to deal with the attentions of Romelu Lukaku. It seems to be that we're playing against all the former Chelsea players in today's episode. N'Golo Kante. Willian's out wide. Cardi, there's the run from D. Oh, I'll keep that in, I think, with Eden Hazard. Yes, we will. And the delivery is decent. And Jorginho, no, it's Icardi with the header. Wow. I thought Jorginho was better placed there to have the header. And Jorginho's arrived from nowhere to get his head to that ahead of Luke Shaw. He couldn't have come much closer, could he, really? Matic over the top. Pogba's there, ahead of Rudiger. Must be can't deal with Alexis so far. Really can't deal with Alexis. Around the corner there to Romelu Lukaku. Early ball blocked off Rudiger and out for a corner to our visitors. Matic, another former Chelsea player, to whip the ball into the middle and headed away by N'Golo Kante, but only as far as Allen. Matic, Allen. Ooh, comfortable enough. Kante then to Jorginho. Willian looking to get in behind, and he is in behind. Oh, tight angle, but good save by De Gea. I'm not sure if he was actually onside there when I played him around the corner there, Willian, but I guess he must have been. Eden Hazard to deliver the ball into the box. Icardi scored a number of headers for us from corners so far this season. He's so good aerially. Something, a side of his game I didn't expect to have when I bought him. Oh, and if we could have found that ball through, that certainly would have been 1-0, or at least a great chance. I guess you can never be too certain with David De Gea in goal. That's a lovely ball out to Alexis Sanchez, but Aspi will win the foot race. Into Jorginho. There's Willian. Good footwork. Can't say all that's poor, given away. Lukaku. Into Alexis, given away. Going the other way as well. Neither side really been too good in possession so far. Icardi having to drop short just to find possession, alone to then keep it. Again, Willian is the option out wide though, and we'll look for Icardi in the middle. Good drop of the shoulder. We'll find Hazard. How's he not scored? So nonchalant, just casually side-footing it. Really should have buried that, Eden Hazard. That was terrible. I had 67% possession in this first half. I haven't been able to force away in front. Alexis back to Luke Shaw. Down the line looking for Alexis again. Rudiger should outmuscle him. Ooh, hasn't done too well. It will be a corner to United. Matic will take it. His last corner didn't beat the first man. That's certainly beating the first man. Rudiger with the header. It's going to drop here to Alexis. Jorginho in the way, although I think Kepa would have gotten to that. To Lingard again. Pogba was on there, but he's whipped it across to Alexis. Dave will get out to him, but not get there quickly enough, and Rudiger can only head behind for a corner. Just over 20 minutes to go. Jesse Lingard going off and a change being made. Anthony Martial has come on in his place. Matic with the delivery. Lukaku's there. That's so very close to a Manchester United goal. Very, very nearly finding that far bottom corner. That's the closest either side have come so far, I think, other than De Gea's great reaction save in the first half. Marcus Alonso with the throw. Kovacic, Icardi to Barkley. There's Willian. No idea where to go there. Barkley, Kovacic, Willian's the obvious, but Icardi is who the ball went to. Can't see with a fancy flick. No real need for that. Oh, the deflection! Where Hazard's first effort was going, I'm not sure whether it would have been saved or whether it was going wide, but the deflection had everybody questioning everything. That's going to drop here to Thiago Silva. He's not going to volley that first time from 30 yards. Barkley could let fly from the edge of the box! But the shot goes wide. Barkley, Willian. Now would be a great time to score. And Icardi could do that if it weren't for David De Gea between the sticks. It's going to be a 0-0 draw here against Manchester United. We've been absolutely brilliant defensively so far today in every game we've played to this point. But on this occasion, not quite good enough offensively. Although David De Gea did make a couple of very good saves to ensure that we didn't take the lead. A point against United. Can't be snubbed. Very pleased with that. Would have been nice to get all three though. Right, we shall simulate the games against Elfsborg and Norwich, and hopefully still come away with some more victories. Right, Elfsborg with the rotation side. David Luiz obviously suspended after getting himself sent off in the game against PAOK. But hopefully we can come away with another victory. We fully expect to absolutely boss this group stage, even with the rotation side being played in these simulation games. The Europa League really is a competition that we could absolutely trounce this year. I'd be delighted if we're able to come away with a win, but I would like some favourable draws. If we get a really difficult round of 32 tie, then we might come unstuck this early on in a save, but we'll have to wait and see how things go. We're 2-0 up and get the 2-0 win against Elfsborg, so that was pretty straightforward. That's 9 points from 9 in the group stage of the Europa League. Next up is the Carabao Cup. I mean, if I could do the quadruple and win all 4 trophies, or technically it would be 5 trophies, wouldn't it? FA Cup, Premier League, Europa League, Carabao Cup and Community Shield. If I could win 5 trophies in the first season, then that would really set us up brilliantly for the rest of this save with future clubs. But we shall have to wait and see if we can actually do that. We're on course in the Premier League. We're on course in the Carabao Cup. We're on course in the Europa League. And the FA Cup doesn't start for us until January. They miss a penalty just before half-time, Norwich. And this isn't going necessarily according to plan so far. Pedro comes through. A 1-0 lead and subsequently not a 1-0 win. It's going to go to extra time. No, it goes straight to penalties and we win by 5-4. We're through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Thank you. Right, into the month of November we go. It's a very busy month, actually. We've had some games. Whoa, all of the scout reports coming back. Had some games rescheduled. Right, let's have a look at these scouting updates then. 77 to 94 for a right back. I'm going to say no. 54 to 72, no. 50 to 70, no. 57 to 79, that's a no. Oh, I accidentally signed you. Great, that's not exactly what I wanted to do on that occasion. Just go remove him. I'm planning on not training anyone in this save and seeing, just out of curiosity, how well the young players grow off their own back. They might not grow as high as they potentially could, but I'm curious. I've never not trained a youth player like this, so I'm very keen to see how well they grow. I will make sure that they're called up at the end of the season to ensure that we have the opportunity to buy them at a future club, but I'm very, very intrigued to see how well they do. That's going to be a no. That's also a no, and that's a no. What about you? Oh, 81 to 94. That shows potential. We'll sign you. We'll pick you up. Germany, seemingly a good country for youth players so far. For us, 78 to 94. That shows good promise. 71 to 91. Value 130. We'll pick you up as well. 65 to 89. It was 200 grand. I just defaulted to reject that after I'd already made the decision in my head. 66 to 92. I'm going to say no to you. 53 to 73, and then that's a no as well. If you'd like me to train, then do let me know in the comments section. Like I say, out of curiosity, I'd rather not. Well, he's got terrible physicals for a left back. More like a Kolarov than a Roberto Carlos, but Edwards got great physicals already. Fabian Torres, 71 to 91. Some work to be done physically. And Wagner, 81 to 94 at left back. 60 again. 6'2". He might be good at centre back rather with that, especially with 80 jumping. A lot of wing backs. We got one in the CM RTG as well. A lot of wing backs look like that come up through the youth academy. Look like they'd be much better suited at centre back. It's very rare that you actually get a wing back or a left back or right back, a full back or wing back that actually has decent, like fast, quick physicals for a youth player. Really frustrating, but not really much you can do when it's all randomly generated by the game, is there? We, though, are having a very good season so far, and we can go back within a point of Manchester City and Everton if we win our 10th game, which should be... Oh, I'm guessing it's against Burnley then. We've got Crystal Palace next, was it? Yeah, Crystal Palace. Ah, there's the game against Burnley. Well, that's going to be a fun week. Got Tottenham in the next episode as well, and Everton. Certainly be playing Everton at home and Tottenham away. and then we'll just have to make a choice as to which other game we play in the month of November. The rest should be pretty comfortable victories, I would like to think, anyway. But we shall leave it there for today. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel too. Follow all the links in the description to all of my social media channels. And for now, see ya.